All right, guys, here we go. Full throttle. And go. Yo, let's go, dude, that is sick.
This video is sponsored by KiwiCo. More on them later in the video. I had this really cool idea about a week ago to build a Lego flight simulator in real life that you can actually put on your table. It's like a real life game. And you have a Lego EV3 joystick and a throttle, and it would be able to turn side to side and forward and backwards. So it would be like a flight simulator video game, but in real life. So the first step in all this is to actually build a Lego plane, and I actually have a model to build already that my friend Christian designed. You can download the studio file, link in the description, and then you can build it from there if you want to. So let's do that. Alright guys, so after 2.5 hours and a little help from my friend Christian, we finally were able to finish this plane. Now the plane is pretty much just like an actual plane, except for the feature where it has a EV3 motor on the inside, which will allow us to plug this into the EV3 and control the propeller. The code behind this whole concept is really simple. It just relies on using one of these motors as a sensor and then using the other motor to read how far you've turned the sensor. So if we start this program, I turn motor A, say 20 degrees, it starts this at 20 degrees. That's pretty much how all of these programs are gonna work. We're gonna have the throttle and the joystick, and they're all gonna have something essentially just like this in each one of them. You can even go reverse like that. It's reverse energy. It's a dumb joke. So now the next step is to convert this into an actual throttle. We're gonna actually use a gear ratio for this because we don't want it to be able to just turn this much and then it's all the way up to 100%. So we can move this over here. So we need to put this inside of a stand. Wow. So now if we stick something like this on top, we now have a throttle. And we'll need to make that a little longer, but it has some good tension, so that's kind of pulling back. On the other side, I just put a little rubber band, and you can see when I twist this, the rubber band wants to snap back, so it's pretty simple. And this gear will turn this gear exactly 90 degrees, which is exactly what we want for the other motor to get to full speed. Let's actually build this up, put it on a stand, and then connect it to the plane and see if it works. We'll make everything look pretty later. Right now, we just gotta focus on actually making the mechanisms work, and I think this worked out just like I wanted it to in the blueprints. Beautiful. All right, now we have the mechanism complete for the throttle, and that was really simple, just a couple gears. Now we need to build a stand that'll hold up the plane, and then we'll build a joystick that'll make it actually move. All right, smooth this over here. We need a plate that'll go right on the ground. We're gonna have 3 motors and 1 EV3. So the EV3 will sit on the side, and the 3 motors will sit kind of in the back, in the bottom, and those will control forward pivoting and the side-to-side pivoting like that. And this is gonna be like a really simple concept. We just need to build up 1 main tower. Boom, that's it right there. This is how we're gonna control the up and down motion. It'll essentially just be like this, except slower. Okay, well pretty much we're gonna make it turn slowly, but you can see the longer we make this thing, the more this thing will either go up or down. Let's install the other 2 and then see if it actually works. That should control the side to side. Come to think of it, we probably don't need that one. We could just have this one go up and down, but actually, yeah, let's just remove one. We really don't need that. It's like if this one right here is gonna pull this side of the wing down, then making it go the opposite way will make it turn that way. Let's add a little thing in the middle to hold this up. Take this. All right, look at that. Well, shoot. Hopefully that won't present an issue to us later. All right, this is my new design for a hinge, and you can see that it goes side to side, theoretically, if this is fixed, and then up and down joint is right above it. These things need to be higher, but essentially you can see that, and you can see that. It's still a work in progress. We're figuring it out. Okay guys, so it has been almost 8 hours. The issue was these motors do not turn very well, these square ones. These ones do a lot better. So as you can see, what we have is like that, and you go down, you go up, Any variation of those can be controlled by the joystick we're about to build. We're almost done with this, we just gotta build a joystick and then build covers around everything, make it all look nice. But before we do anything else, I wanna tell you about this video's sponsor, KiwiCo. KiwiCo is a monthly subscription service that crafts super cool hands-on projects and toys designed to expose kids to the concepts of STEAM, which by the way stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Each monthly crate is designed by experts and kid tested. Right now I'm about to build the Tinker Crate, but they have 9 different subscription lines that each cater to different age groups and interests. And the awesome thing about KiwiCo is that everything you need for a project comes in the box. So you won't be scrounging around your junk drawer for the super glue that your dad used 4 years ago to glue his boss's furniture to the ceiling and you're not sure if he brought it back or not. So we're gonna build this robot, which is super cool. Comes with a walking robot instruction manual, really actually quite detailed. We got all the stuff and parts that we're gonna need to put this together. That's awesome, it's all organized and we're ready to go. One of the reasons why I support what KiwiCo is doing is because they're teaching STEAM to kids in a fun and innovative way. They literally ship hours of creative educational fun to more than 40 countries. Okay, this is super cool, check this out. You turn it on. Look at that, guys, it walks. That's actually really cool. This is like one of the things I wish I had when I was younger. Because I played with Legos a lot when I was a kid, which kind of led me to where I am today. But having something like this to teach me a lot more about STEAM would have been really helpful, and probably we would have had less trouble with the flight simulator we're building today. Huge thanks to KiwiCo for sponsoring this video. If you want to support me and you're interested in getting a KiwiCo crate, head over to kiwico.com/brickscience or the link in the description to get 50% off the first month of any subscription crate. Now let's go finish that flight simulator. Look at it go. So now that we finally got this running, we need to build the joystick. So the joystick is pretty much gonna be a box with a couple little mechanisms inside of it, and then it'll have 2 motors underneath that will each be connected to one section. So I've kind of come up with a prototype for what this is going to look like, and essentially we need the side to side, but we also need this to rotate like this. We also need to gauge how far we turn each one of those. If we wanna gauge front to back like that, we run an axle through the side, but then that's sticking out. And then if we try and gauge side to side, that axle is now going up and down like this, so we can't really mount a motor on there. I spent like an hour looking at the internet of models of this to try and figure out how to do it, and there's actually this model where you attach it to this. If we attach this then to here, the front gear turns and the side gear turns. And it's all free in there, so we just need to mount a motor to this side and to this side right here where these gears would be. Essentially, we should be able to control these motors, which will control the plane by using the simple mechanism that took me an hour to figure out. We need to make this stronger because right now, yeah. Look at how strong that is, guys. That ain't coming apart. This is called a temporary housing, you guys. Let's throw this here. All right, guys. Hold on. Hey, the side to side works. We'll need to fix that, and then we can continue. Okay, so I've been working on this for a long time. The coding is throwing me for a big loop. Me and my friend Marcel, working really hard on it. Right now, it's not looking good. You can even hear the motor down there. Okay, Marcel, I've been working on this project, and it is not working at all. I have this code set up so that the joystick controls this, but as you can see, it is less than... Well, it just disconnected. It is less than optimal.
Sorry, you're using EV3 Classroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can help you write a decent bit of that code then to get you started.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Thank you. So I walked Marcel through all the issues that were wrong with it, and through a collaborative effort, almost 2 days later, we got it to work. Okay, guys, I finally, after more than 10 hours, got the code to work. I made some improvements to the joystick so that it can sense when it's at the center, so that it will stop the motors on that when it goes to the center there, and when it goes to the center this way, it'll press that button and stop the motors. Kind of a cool system. Just want to say huge thanks to everyone who's helped me so far. This build, this whole contraption would not have been possible without the support of Marcel, who's programmed a ton of stuff for me, and Christian, who helped me with some of the mechanics and the ideation, and also lent me his computer so that I could actually, program them. Before we can take this for an official test flight, all we have to do is make it actually look like a cockpit, and that should probably only take, maybe 2 hours-ish. So let's do that. Alright guys, after hours of work, the clock isn't even accurate at this point, we've finished this thing. And I'm super excited to show you because this thing is going to be sick. Also, I have a couple surprises that I haven't told you guys about yet, so make sure you stick to the end for that. To start it up, we just push the throttle forward. This will start the engine. And there is motor noise, as you can tell. That is so cool, you guys. Look at that. And then you can stall the engine. And bring it back up. Yo, this is so cool. There's just something about the feeling of inventing something and it finally works. That's it, goes side to side and down and up. Dude, this is so cool. I also have a super cool surprise. I built a helicopter and a jet too. Check it out, guys. This is our helicopter and look at how cool it is. Literally, it just sits right up here and then you plug the helicopter rotor into the throttle. So check this out. Watch this. Push this all the way up till it's going 100%. Yo, and now you can fly the helicopter. Yo. That's so cool. This one doesn't have a lot of range of motion, but just the fact that you can kind of steer it around, that is sick. Bring that up, bring this down. This thing is just so cool. I'm super happy with the way this one turned out. Check this one out. This one's really cool. This one doesn't connect to the throttle. It actually just has a jet noise that gets louder and louder. Start it up. I've never flown anything before, by the way. This is how I imagined it would be, alright? Look at that, guys. That is so cool. That is sick. That's just like, gosh, that's so cool. If you want to see another Brick Science video, click this one right here, because that one is one YouTube recommends specifically for you. And click this one right over here, because that's our last video. Don't forget to check out the link for Kiwi Code down in the description. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Riley, and I don't know what to do with my finger, so I like to point them around.